So you're a nonprofit and you're trying to stay in the minds of the people that your mission is meant to serve. How do you do that? It's not just in what you do, but also how you present yourself. When you already have a solid cause, you have initiatives moving you forward, and you already have a team, what you should probably start thinking about isn't what you're doing, but how you're doing it, how you present yourself. Having a strong brand identity can make a huge difference when it comes to making a lasting impact, and it's definitely something you should focus on. It's the backbone of how your nonprofit's perceived. It builds recognition of your brand as a whole, it builds trust with the people you're trying to help, and it builds loyalty among your supporters. Hey, I'm Faye, a brand and web designer dedicated to helping passion-driven small business owners bring their visions to life. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to this video and hit that notification bell to get more videos on how to elevate your brand every Monday. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build a brand identity for your nonprofit. From understanding what a brand identity is, to the elements that come together to help you create a cohesive look and feel that represents your mission. So let's get into it. So first, let's understand what a brand identity is. Think of it like the personality of your nonprofit. It's how you express yourself to the world, through your visuals, through your words, and through your actions. There are a lot of key components that go into a brand identity, and here are the major elements. First of all, you definitely need a logo suite. That's 2 to 5 variations of the same logo that serve almost like your visual signature for your brand. Next up, you need a typography kit. That's 2 to 3 fonts that represent your brand that you use consistently. Next up, you'll want a color palette of 3 to 5 colors that well represent your brand. You'll also want some imagery. That could be photos, that could be graphics like icons, that could be a brand pattern. There's a lot of different ways that you can create visual elements that represent your brand, but you do want to make sure that you consistently use them. In addition to all of these more visual elements, you'll want to make sure that you have a brand strategy locked down. That's understanding your mission, your vision, your values, your target audience, knowing how your brand talks, your voice, your tone, your personality, and knowing what makes you stand out, what makes your nonprofit different. How are you helping people in a way that other nonprofits aren't doing? Having a cohesive brand identity is the foundation to letting people understand who you are, what you do, and actually remember your nonprofit. It builds trust and loyalty, making it a lot more likely for people to actually support your cause. I did mention target audience. I do want to dive a little bit deeper into that. When it comes to identifying your target audience, you want to do a lot of research. Do your homework. Learn about their needs, their preferences, their motivations. Have a solid understanding of the people that you're trying to help through your nonprofit. And what can help you a little bit more in solidifying that is creating a target audience persona. This is like a cheat sheet, creating a fictional character of each version of your target audience and putting it all into one place. That way you don't forget who you're talking to ever. Take note of who they are at their core and make a list of ways that you can help them. I do have a free target audience persona template that you can download and fill out for free. That's in the description below. But if you do need a little bit more of a personalized approach, you want more help figuring out the details of your target audience, I can help you with that. You can always book a one-on-one and we can get more specific about your brand. The link to that is also in the description below. So once you know your target audience, you want to create a brand story that connects with them. That's that other part of your brand strategy. And that's a huge part of marketing and building a nonprofit that makes an impact. You want your brand story to focus on your audience, focus on the people you're trying to help, but sprinkle in there your mission, your values, your vision, and what makes you unique. Share with them your journey and why you started, and make it clear how what you do actually serves them. Write a story that draws them in and inspires you to join you on your mission. And once you have all of that, make sure it's well delivered and easy to read on your website, your flyers, It should be incorporated on your social media and everywhere that your brand shows up. People should have a pretty good understanding of who you are and what you do, no matter what platform they're on. Once you have a solid strategy and identity behind your nonprofit, then it's time to get into the visual elements. This is my favorite part of the whole process. Make sure you have a logo and a whole suite of logos to support it. You should have a logo that fits in large spaces, super small spaces, maybe more horizontal spaces. If you have a circular area you need to put your logo in, you might want a stamped version of your logo. Either way, you want a very versatile suite of logo variations so you can show up consistently no matter where you are. You also want to make sure you have a color palette. Colors bring out emotions, so you want to take into account color psychology when doing this. Be very specific that these colors align with your mission. For example, blue is a color that kind of symbolizes trust and it's more secure and calm, while red can be a color that symbolizes more passion or urgency. I typically recommend sticking to 1 to 2 primary colors and making sure that you have a light and a dark to support them. That way, we can build a color palette that has high enough contrast to be read easily and to be accessible to anyone. You also want a typography kit. Fonts, they might seem like a minor detail, but they tell a lot about your brand's personality. Choose fonts that are not only easy to read, but also match the vibe of your brand. If you're more formal or traditional, you might want a more classic serif font. If you're more of a playful or edgy brand, you might want to go with a more modern font, maybe a sans serif. And if you want to incorporate script or cursive fonts, you have to remember that even if you can read cursive and I can read cursive, not everyone can read cursive. So consider using that as an accent font to write out the less important details of your content. Either way, you want 2 to 3 fonts that well represent you. You should also consider patterns. These can be used as backgrounds on print materials, on your website, or maybe as part of your social media graphics. You should use them subtly so you don't overwhelm your audience, but they can really help your brand stay cohesive and stand out. Imagery is also important. Taking high quality, authentic photos with your team in action, doing what you love to do is always going to stand out more than stock photos. But even if you do use stock photos, make sure that they are very aligned with your brand. Make it feel like it's a real moment. Show real moments, real emotions, a real impact. Make your audience connect with you through the photos and imagery that you use. Even if you choose to use illustrations as imagery, it should still be aligned with your mission. You can also create icons and infographics and motion graphics to represent your brand too. There are a lot of visual learners that much prefer to see these than just a photo or just reading a block of text. As long as they're aligned with your overall brand aesthetic and use all of your key brand elements, they should hopefully be good to go. And now that you have a solid mission, you know how you can help them, you know who you're talking to, you can now engage with your audience. Share real life stories with them, show how you're helping other people and how you can help them. Plan content like blog posts, social media posts, and newsletters ahead of time, so everything can be aligned with your mission and have a little bit more strategy behind it. Be authentic and actively engage with your audience. And make sure you update these platforms consistently so that all the content on it is relevant. Don't let your website get outdated. Consistently put out blog posts, update your pages, and make sure that you have maintenance going on your website. Consider creating marketing collateral and merchandise. Things like flyers, brochures, business cards, physical newsletters, and maybe some t-shirts and water bottles. All these items together can help you to promote your brand, help you clearly communicate your mission and your impact, and things like merch can help you raise funds for your nonprofit as well. Just make sure that no matter what you put out, no matter what you create, it is quality and it represents you well. Your brand identity isn't a one and done deal though. It's something that should be updated pretty consistently. You should be looking for feedback to improve constantly. And every couple of years, you can look at the bigger picture and see if your brand is still aligned with the mission that you're trying to serve. Hopefully it is, but if it isn't, I can help you with each and every part of your visual identity and implementing it into your marketing materials. As a brand designer that has a more holistic approach to things, I want to help you through your strategy, your identity, and your expansion, because you're going to have a hard time growing your business with just a logo. You need a strategic approach to designing your brand that not only covers every single touch point, but connects with your audience and actually feels authentic to you. So if you do need any help, I'd be happy to take that over for you. Alrighty, so let's recap. So we covered all the essentials of building a strong brand identity for your nonprofit: understanding brand identity, knowing your audience, writing your brand story, designing visual elements, and engaging your audience. And I'm here to support you through it all. If you are ready to get started, you can always fill out the Work With Me form on my website or in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you coming back every Monday to watch these videos and to learn more about how to build your brand. If you haven't already, please hit that notification bell, subscribe, like, and comment on this video, and I'd love to get back to you. I love talking with you all. Alrighty, so that is all for today. Good luck with your nonprofit. You got this, and if you need any help, I'm here for you. You have a great day. Take care. Bye.